Hello, Barbara.
Oh, that was short and sweet.
Hello, Barbara.
Hello, lovely to meet you.
It was our pleasure and privilege to have you, Barbara McNaught.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be invited. Many thanks.
Nice. So, yeah, let's have a brief introduction to the audience, Barbara, and then we can start the session.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next keynote speaker, Barbara. Barbara is a intellectual former actress and model from Poland, turned to charity work, notably in South Africa and Australia. Now based in Perth, she is the host and producer of the Hello Darlink talk show and the CEO of the founder of MF Productions and Momentum from Australia charity. Focusing on various social causes, her life motto is "It is never too early to make the change. It is never too late to make a difference." All the stage is yours, Barbara. Please continue.
Superb words, Barbara.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
Can we
Hello,
share your
darling.
slides?
Am I live?
Yeah, you are in live. Do you want us to share the slides or is it okay from your end?
Sorry, do I want you to what?
Would you like to share your slides?
Yes.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
just a second. We're looking for the share button.
Or we have, I think, the down one, the arrow.
Yeah. Share screen.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, darlings. Good evening, good morning, buonasera. For some of us, it's early, for some of us, it's late. Thank you so much for having me. And welcome to Hello, Darling World. As you heard, or you may know, I have lived in many countries, including Poland, Austria, Germany, France, South Africa, and now Australia. Through my professional journey as an actress, humanitarian, and host of my Hello Darling talk show, I have been privileged to be able to meet many remarkable people. People who have often overcome extreme challenges, turned their lives around, and now keep helping others by sharing their journeys on my show. It goes without saying, all those individuals are very driven people, people with passion for life. Well, let's explore how to be a driven woman behind the wheel. Driven women strive to drive, achieving results that very often don't just benefit themselves, but others. Often they shatter glass ceilings, break through endless barriers. They don't compromise. They don't accept mediocrity. They all have one thing in common. They all have overcome the biggest enemy, one we all know, called fear. In today's unpredictable world, Many people struggle with fear of unknown, with fear of change. Parents worrying about children. Children are worrying about the planet. Try to embrace change and see it as a chance, not as a challenge, since the only constant in life is change. Remember, the only constant is change. Many of you may know the famous quotes by Socrates, the Greek philosopher, who said, "The only wisdom is knowing you know nothing." He also said this very famous quote, "All I know is that I know nothing, and I'm not even sure I know that." Well, don't worry, neither does the rest of the world in a moment. You know, fear is a little bit like cholesterol. There is a good fear that appears when we need to pay attention to something that may not be good for us. The good fear is also known as a gut feeling, intuition, or even sixth sense. And that brings memory to me of one of my stories that I will share with you. Story when I was living in South Africa with my family, and I will read it to you now from an excerpt of my forthcoming Hello Darling memoir book. And the story goes like this. It was one Sunday morning in Johannesburg. I didn't feel as happy as I should. To help my energy, I suggested we should go for Sunday lunch. We have chosen a beautiful family restaurant we liked called Mike's Kitchen. As we arrived, our son Jay, who was 3 years old, ran out to play on a jumping castle. My heavy feeling in my gut continued through the lunch. Just before dessert, I looked out of the windows over expansive gardens, and I had a vision. I had a vision of 2 African men dressed in trench coats, armed with AK-47 assault rifles, were crossing in a slow motion towards the restaurant. I shook my head with disbelief, and my husband asked, "Are you okay?" "Yes," I replied. "But you know, darling, I would love to go home and skip dessert." We paid then and left. 2 men wearing trench coats were having lunch at the table directly behind us. I saw it with a glimpse of my eye before leaving, but chose to ignore it. Later that day, we heard on the news that Mike's Kitchen restaurant was attacked at 3 p.m. We left by 2:30 by 2 robbers who emptied the cash register, robbed the guests at gunpoint, and locked everyone in the cool storage room before fleeing. I will remember this vision forever, and I will always trust my gut feeling. Now back to fear. There is bad fear, which enters through the back door and can stop us from moving forward and achieving better life and dreams that are sometimes just around the corner. One of the guests on my Hello Darling talk show described the bad fear as paralysis of analysis. You know, we all know the feeling when we work for days, weeks, or months about a situation that has turned out completely different, sometimes not bad at all, meaning we worried for nothing. Since fear only exists in your own mind, you create it. But the good news is you can conquer almost every fear if you make up your mind to do so. You all remember John Lennon's lyrics? Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So, don't look back and ask why. Look ahead and ask why not. It is better to regret things you've done than things you haven't done. Now, We all create our own energy when we get up in the morning. The best way to create good, positive energy is to find things that make you happy, things that make you tick. Happiness is a choice. My own morning tick, my own making me energetic and happy is to go for a run and to do 25 push-ups. Now that's me. Friendships. Friendships are priceless. It is so important to meet a friend, to listen, to share, because problem shared is half a problem. It is also very important to remain and to be curious, to keep exploring and learning without prejudice, to discover your inner child, since children don't have any fears. Also, it was proven learning foreign languages is very good for mental health. And if you're thinking now, oh, well, I don't have the time, there is a huge difference between not having time and between finding the time. You know the saying, if you want to have something done, give it to a busy person. In effect, give it to a busy woman. I will share with you now another story, another excerpt from my Hello Darling forthcoming book. When I was living in Vienna, story that would have never ever be able to happen if I would allow fear to conquer me. The director didn't know I'm Polish, and he found me in the actress guide under Barbara Nielsen, my acting name. He looked at me when he met me and asked, "Do you speak French?" "Un peu," I replied, which means little. But that was literally all the French I knew. He says, "Okay, fantastic, formidable, because we are having screen tests on Tuesday," this was Friday, "and everybody will receive from me 5-page script. We are going to record casting on Tuesday, and I'll return to Paris. Within 10 days, we will know who got the leading part." I got the script. I went home from Friday dinner, staring at the French writing I didn't understand. Oh God, mon Dieu, what am I going to do? The screen test is on Tuesday. But I had an idea. So cutting the very long story short, on Monday lunchtime, I drove and turned out in front of school in Vienna, French school in Vienna. It was lunchtime, it was 12:45, and I asked students coming out, "Hey guys, which one of you speak best French?" They pushed young boy and say, Andrew. Andrew speaks best French. I was in my Golf convertible with my roof down. I asked Andrew to jump in, and I say, "Andrew, I need your help. I have a script that needs to be translated from French to German. I will read it and learn it phonetically in French, but we have to call your mom because I need your time." Well, I was very, very lucky. I think his mom enjoyed afternoon off, and she said yes. Andrew went home at 8:30 that night. We were sitting and recording the French words into a little tape recorder. I was, of course, speaking French phonetically, but knowing everything I spoke about. I knew my lines now. I understood it. Andrew said at 8:30, "Barbara, you're going to get the part." I did believe I would get the part too. I did the screen test on Tuesday, and within 6 days, I got a message from Paris saying, "Congratulations, you got the leading part. We want you in Paris in the next couple of weeks to do publicity, to do promotion, to meet the crew. Then you can return to Vienna and get everything in order before coming to Paris for the actual 3-month shoot." Another chapter in my life began. Well, again, I didn't accept fear. I just went for it. By the way, the same Andrew contacted me about a couple of years ago, just before COVID, on Instagram saying, Barbara, do you remember me? I was 13 years old and I helped you with a script for La Fiancée qui venait de voir movie. That was an amazing moment. I really enjoyed it. And of course, Andrew will know now. I do remember him after reading the book. So celebrate and embrace becoming the driven, powerful, independent woman, but not on expense of others. In effect, not at the expense of men. Men who in today's modern world feel very often displaced. And then brings me to another quote that I just read recently. Women are looking for men who don't exist yet. Men are looking for women that don't exist anymore. Well, does it make you think? Think about it. Following on the Me Too movement, everything seems to be in favor of women empowerment. For women, about women, because of women, not without women, with women, and the list goes on. However, being an independent woman can sometimes be confusing by women projecting masculine energy. Women who are saying, I don't need a man in my life, I can pay my own rent, I can buy everything. Well, is this why men sometimes can feel inadequate because they're being out-earned by women? But there's another opposite side to it. Women who are giving away too much of themselves in relationships in the need of being loved, reaching top in business, being perfect mothers, perfect wives, giving 101% and leaving nothing for themselves, which can result in burnout, exhaustion, and even suicide attempts. So what about relationships? What about love? Currently, there is an alarming increase in numbers of grey divorce. Please Google it, grey divorce, between couples of mature age, very often over 50, even over 60. The divorce mostly initiated by women, which are mostly result of their burnout. The women see their partner not doing enough, since the woman has been doing it all and has now outgrown the man. So what happens? She tries to move on and she leaves the man of 40, 30, 25 years behind. It's sad. We don't want it. We don't want to have divorces when people spend such a long time together. So let's continue to embrace the relationship, respect and be kind to each other, finding life balance without the need to compete. Try to embrace the differences and celebrate being unique. And remember, it is never too early to make a change. It is never too late to make a difference. The only thing you can't get back in life is time. So, budget it wisely, keep smiling, and don't forget to say hello, darling, to life.
Hi, Barbara. It was very nice presentation, Barbara. How long has you kept this Darlink? How long was this Darlink coachings has been done? How long has been this established?
Sorry, I didn't understand. I beg your pardon.
So we have very few questions.
Yes.
One of the question is, why do people compete in relationship? So your ending slides, you said that there is a lot
Why?
of
Because people sometimes have a power struggle because people feel inadequate, partners feel inadequate when the other becomes more successful financially, career-wise. They can't take it. So that's one of the competition reasons in relationships. There is obviously many, many, many reasons for power struggle. There are people that love being controlling. And as soon as they see the partner being happy, fulfilled, and successful, the control factor keeps
even ego.
increasing.
Ego is also one of the
Oh, ego is beginning of all. Wrong ego.
wrong ego.
Of course. Yes.
So how long this Darlink has been established, but how long you?
Sorry, repeat the question.
How long this Darlink, this thing has been established?
Oh, okay. Hello Darling show has been established over 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yes. Thank you. And it has 128 videos and it's being, of course, a YouTube channel, but it's also being aired on our TV channel called Foxtel.
Wow.
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yes.
Only in Australia? Is it only in Australia?
It's Australia and New Zealand. But we invite everyone to subscribe to our Hello Darling YouTube channel. We love you to submit story if you feel you want to share a story with us. We will evaluate and come back to you.
Thank you so much, Barbara. And it was all of you. Please subscribe to Darlink, as it is one of the greatest channel in New Zealand and Australia. People will love it. People can subscribe and get more of the inputs from Barbara and their team. Thank you so much, Barbara, for your lovely and
Thank you
fabulous.
so much for having me. Lots of
Thank you.
love to everyone. And say
you.
hello, darling, to life.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Namaste. Bye bye.
Thanks for the wonderful section, Barbara. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Let's quickly move to the next section without any delay.